this morning, and we've got another special guest today, and I'm super excited to get into some convo with them. But as always, I got my sister Miss Ward in the house. How you doing, Miss Ward?
Trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents. The usual.
There you go. Absolutely. So, Miss Ward's been lining up these awesome guests for us, and I really appreciate it. Today, we have a young man named Mena of Master Appliance in Tampa, Florida. I'm just meeting Jay this morning and chatting with him backstage. So as I'm chatting, I'm getting excited about this chat, this talk, this podcast. But Miss Ward set all this up, so I'll let her kind of introduce them, and then we'll pray. I'll share a little scripture, and we'll get into this.
Awesome. Jay Mena, my guy. He keep me up on my game. Outstanding young man. I watch him transition from handling a multi-tier, multi-personnel installation team, installing everything from low end to high end, paying attention to details, into transitioning into his own phenomenal appliance repair business. He is definitely a force to be reckoned with coming out of the Tampa market. And if y'all listen to Kathy Wood, hey, Kathy Wood said Tampa's the next Silicon Valley, so he's got his finger on the pulse. I'm trying to. Every time I holler at him, I be like, "Let me hold something. Let me hold something." Outstanding guy, great mentor, great father, great son. I've just watched him as a young man, and I'm so proud of him, and it's an honor for me to know him. It's my guy representing the game.
Awesome, awesome. So Jay, give us the quick introduction of yourself. I think Miss Ward did a great job, but tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
you, and then we'll pray this thing up and get into it.
Like she says, my name is Jay Mena with Master Appliance. I started working with appliance, well, not in the appliance industry, but as a service technician about close to 2 years ago. I'm located in Tampa, Florida. We cover the whole Hillsborough and Pinellas County in Florida.
Nice, nice. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I know you said in the pre-roll you had been watching my videos back in the day, so I appreciate the support.
Yeah.
You're a all access member over at Service Alliance Group, so we really appreciate that. Hopefully, you're getting some stuff out of that. And for those of you that are faithful watchers, we really do appreciate everyone coming in every morning and checking us out. We're actually celebrating our 1 year anniversary of the servicealliancegroup.com this month. I believe it's Sunday, this Sunday. So we're going to be going live. We're going to be running some promotions. So if you know anybody that hasn't signed up, we're tell them wait until Sunday because we're going to be running a 24-hour deal. It's not going to be as good as the original deal that we gave when we first launched, but it's going to be the closest thing we've offered. And we got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline there. But we got a couple people checking in. Let's say good morning to our peoples. As always, we got Adam in the house. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. We got brother Jeremy of I Got Your Six Appliance Repair. Good morning, brother. Hope you're doing well out there in old Texas. We just the heat wave just broke here. Like it was 90, close to 100 degrees for like 2 weeks. And the heat wave just broke. I went outside this morning with my cup of coffee, and it was like just perfect. So I'm gearing up for some tent camping. We just bought a new 10-person tent for me and the family. We're gonna take the whole gang, throw everybody in a tent, and let everybody fight each other. So it'll be fun. Cool, cool. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray us up. I'm gonna share a quick scripture, then we're gonna get into this chat. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come together. We thank you for Brother Jay. We thank you for him coming on this morning. We pray you bless his business, bless his family, bless everything he does in his life. Just give him, give him the strength and the patience and the endurance to continue to press forward in whatever you have for him. I thank you for Miss Ward. I ask you to bless her and her business and her family. We thank you for the Service Alliance community. We thank you for the opportunity to come together and just try to elevate the industry, elevate those around us, and network together. I thank you for this platform you've given us to reach out and just help people. So just bless the rest of this day. Keep everything that we do according to your will. We thank you, and it's in your son Jesus' name we pray. So
Amen.
this this week's topic, which we're not going to really stick to strictly, but I found a verse that I wanted to share. The overall topic of this week is clarity. And soon as I heard the topic, I thought of this verse, and it's out of James chapter 1. And forgive me if anyone's already shared this verse this week, because I'll be honest, I didn't listen to either podcast the last 2 days. I've just been busy. But James chapter 1, verse 5 and 6 says, if you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. But when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. And the King James Version, verse 6 says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. And I was thinking about that verse, and I was thinking about myself, because anytime I read something, whether it's the Bible or a book, an informative book or whatever, I always try to apply it to myself, and think, what can I get out of this? Oftentimes in business and life and relationships, just in whatever we're going through, we oftentimes need clarity on the decisions that we're making. You have a decision, you have a fork in the road. You can go this way, you can go that way, you can go this way. And you just say, God, please help me make the right decision. And what I get out of James and these verses and what James is trying to tell us is that we really need to rely on God's direction for where we're going. And as I always say, I struggle with that kind of stuff because when he talks about that in verse where he's talking about the wave being tossed to and fro, I'll be straight up honest. I feel like that probably 99% of the time. But it's when I'll tell you this, it's when I take the time personally to just sit back and listen and be still. That's when I hear from God the best. Oftentimes we want to talk when we need to be listening instead of talking. He gave us two ears and one mouth for a reason. Um, and just meditate on things and you'll hear better from him and get some of the distractions away. Put the phone away, put the TV, turn the TV off, and just have some quiet time to reflect. And when things come into your head, write them down. Anytime you're in a quiet time with God, I highly encourage you to have something to write down with. Because if you're like me and you have that ADD brain, it might not stick in the old noggin very long, but when it comes in, you need to write it down so you remember. If you came to my house and looked around my wife's little desk here, I write stuff down and I'll just stick sticky notes. I still have a book that Miss Ward told me about probably 3 months ago that I still haven't ordered. It's still sitting right here. The Obstacle. The Obstacle is the Way. I still got to order the book, Miss Ward. I promise I will. That's all I got for that for the verse. We got a few more people checking in real quick. We got our brother Foreman Robinson from up in Maryland. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We got a Obsessionpreneur Diary. Okay, that's a new name. Thank you for joining us, sir. I appreciate you. Obsessionpreneur how do you pronounce that? Obsessed Entrepreneur Diary. Okay, I'm gonna have to check out that YouTube page. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's Geo.
Oh, is that Geo?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. What's up, Geo? Yeah, I actually talked to him recently. He's a good dude. Some reason my some reason my thing's not working here. There we go. Orcam, good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. Saul, buenos dias, hermano. ¿Cómo está?
There you
Oh, we
go.
got old Dan. Dr. Dan's checking in. He's gonna habla a little español as well. So, hola, amigo. Dios te bendiga. There he is. All right. Well, now that we checked in with everybody, as always, guys, if you got questions, comments, concerns, if you want to ask Jay something here, feel free to. I'll kick it off. I know Miss Ward's going to have some questions, but I'll kick it off because one thing I didn't know that Miss Ward just said is that you started with installations. Um,
Yep.
and one thing I've always wondered and I've always thought is that installation is a good gateway to get you comfortable with the machines and then progressing into a technician. Would you say that that was beneficial to you? Would you say that that's a good stepping stone from being an installer to being a tech, or is it better to become a tech and then learn how to install? What's your 2 cents on that, Jay?
Honestly, for me was easy to, because I work in the installation for so long, so I think being installer first, it helps you become a technician. And the reason why I think is that way is because a lot of technicians, they know a lot of theory, they know how the appliance work and everything else, but sometimes they don't even know how to disassemble. So some people take for granted, oh, here goes the wife. So basically, some people take
Good
for
morning.
granted, like, taking stuff apart. They just there to fix the appliance. But in the installation, we gotta disassemble the, let's say, refrigerators. We gotta take the whole doors off. We gotta take everything. We strip it apart and just fit it inside of the house. So it was really easy for me to make the transition from appliance installation to technician.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and you're absolutely right because getting the appliance apart is half the battle. You can know all the theory and troubleshooting you want. You can be an ace when it comes to diagnosing, but if you can't get inside that machine, all that theory and knowledge doesn't help you very much unless you're just troubleshooting everything from the control board.
Yep.
Um,
And not
so
only
that's
that,
good.
you have a customer behind you all the time. So what you
Oh
gonna do?
yeah,
You don't even know how to take it apart. You're gonna act like a fool.
yeah. I mean, we've all been there on that machine where you get out there and you see a machine you've never taken apart. Or even for me, sometimes I won't see a unit for like a year, 2 years, and then I'll go out and I'll be like, man, I can't remember how to take this thing apart. And then like you'll be studying. We actually sat, me and Ms. War, I don't know if you caught the episode, but we sat down with Kat Finley of Kitchen Chronicles last week, and we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
commercial, and he was saying how commercial units are so much easier to disassemble. Like it's not hidden, like a lot of stuff we work on, you got hidden screws, hidden tabs, you got to press this and turn it this way. And he said with the commercial stuff it isn't that way. Do you do any commercial work, Jay?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you can call me crazy because I'm the type of person that, let's say, I've never seen a machine I never worked on, but I'm gonna tell the customer that I will fix the machine, and just take the reference, model numbers and everything else, come back, to the office and study the machine and just work on it. We work in a lot of right now we work in a lot of ice machines. We're here in Florida. There's a lot of heat here, and we work in a lot of ice machines. We work in commercial equipment like stoves, cheese melters, everything, you name it. If I can get a diagram, I'll work on it. I don't care.
Nice.
But commercial is, I think commercial is a lot easier. And the reason why I said that is because everything is bigger. You have access to, to different compartments. You know the let's say the side by side KitchenAid, you have no room to, put a heater or anything in that little cabinet. With commercial, everything is bigger. You just gotta be a little careful with commercial because you got bigger voltage and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, man. I keep thinking about it, but my biggest struggle with branching into commercial is we're so freaking busy with residential. I would either need more technicians or I would have to neglect my residential side of things, and I really don't want to do that. So I'll turn it over to Miss Ward for a few questions because I know she's itching over there to pop some questions out. So I'll turn it over to you.
All right. So the first question I have is, since you're the kind of owner operator that figures things out because you just built that way, at one point, what made you decide to reach outside your immediate circle for assistance or guidance in your business, technically and business wise?
Um, for me, it was when I started the appliance industry in the appliance technician field. Basically, I know how to fix things. I really fast on learning, but in the business side, I didn't know anything about the business. I don't know how to organize the business. I just know how to be a technician, you know. So when you're a technician and you have no business background or you never had a business before, I think it's really, really hard for you to stay profitable. And not only that, but you just organize your business in a way that is functional. But for me, I need that help, and that's the reason why I started watching a lot of the videos. Thanks God I met you, and you become a coach for me. But it is hard to become a technician and also a business person at the same time.
All right. So, what is the difference between like being self-taught and do-it-yourself courses and things like that, and these self-directed courses? What's the difference between that and the hands-on? Because like I've watched you, I remember when I first started coaching you, and you were handling everything, and then I watched you when you were didn't touch seal systems, and then you got that taste of seal systems. Talk about that transition, because so many people are intimidated by seal systems, especially R600. Shed a little light on why that is an advantage and how a technician can transition into that, and excel and become extremely profitable.
Well, seal system, I think is one of the most important parts because there's a lot of technicians. They know how to diagnose the issue. If it's a fan, they know how to change it. If it's a defrost issue, they know how to fix it. But what happens if it's a seal system? You're gonna call somebody else and just give that job to somebody else. But why? You know what I mean? You working on a washer. How come you're gonna tell me like I know how to fix the inlet valve, but I don't know how to replace a drain pump? For me, I knew it was a must have, the seal system expertise. So that's the reason why I reached out to our great friend, Brother B, and I went to the school and learned the seal system. I think people think it's a lot harder, but it's not because you got to deal with pressures, you got to deal with gauges and stuff like that. But once you learn it, and like you always said, just process in place, right? I do this, and this. I have steps to do the seal system, and it's so easy for me.
Well,
Doing the R600s too, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's a lot of people that are afraid to do the R600s, and I believe it's easier because you don't have to deal with vacuums and all that, evacuating the system. You just let it go, and you just gotta do the bracing and flush the system, and that's it. I don't know why people are afraid of. I think we it's only two peoples in yeah, I think it's only two companies in the whole Hillsborough County that do the R600, and we are one of them.
But that's a testament to your forward thinking. Now you're so modest and laid back. It's just amazing to me because I've watched you work. I've watched you fall and get back up, and I admire that. You real laid back, but see what they don't know that I know is that you taken an LG home, cut it open, watched it, looked at the lines, saw how it was designed behind the wall. So he not only, and this is what I always preach about people investing in the craft, doing your 10,000 hours of mastery. The only reason people are not successful because they don't have self discipline and they don't want to put in the work, and the work that makes you look stupid and weird to the world, like dragging this damn appliance to your house, cutting it open. Your wife was probably talking to you in Spanish, like, loco.
Get the wash.
But at the end of the day, man, this is why you're successful. You have to be willing to do what no one else will do. And your growth of, whether you know it or not, your growth is meteoric, meaning it's out of this world. Because you got to understand, there's people that have been in the game 20 years ain't doing what you're doing. They don't have the mindset. They're not using AI. They're not trying to be on the cutting edge. And you should really give yourself credit. I'm always going to give you your flowers because, I don't coach everybody. Because you know me, I'm funny about that. I only coach the winners because I can see it in you. It's in the DNA. But I'm very proud of you, and just keep up the great work. And don't be so damn modest, man.
That's me.
Jay say lets his work speak for him, speaks for him, right?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah, and then
good
he
stuff.
left out the other part. Yeah, he left out the other part where he's giving jobs to his family. He's like an economic powerhouse over there. You know what I mean? He ain't the only one eating. And that's just testament to him as a man. So I'm never gonna downplay that. You feel me? This is the backbone of America. This is why we're here. This is the American dream at work. Imagine where this guy gonna be at in 20 years, man. Imagine
Yeah,
what that succession plan looks like for the kids. This is real talk, man. This is where you begin.
yeah. There's like you said,
That is
Miss
right.
Ward. There's so much opportunity, and the smart ones realize that there's enough out there for everybody. Miss Ward, she could totally sit back and say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on me. I'm only gonna care about myself. But she takes these people under her wing and helps them and guides them in their business adventure. And then it's a cycle. It's a domino effect because I guarantee you other people are going to be affected by that. And that's really what it's all about. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. Like if you're only doing this, we all got to make money. We all got to provide for our families. But when you get past that surface stuff and you really get down to the meat and potatoes of what it is, we're trying to build something that can change lives and help people and really make a difference. And appliance repair, I posted last week about an old video I did on the 10 reasons why I love appliance repair. And it just, I don't know why it popped up in my feed, but I shared it, and it was so encouraging going through and reading everyone's comments on why they love it. And granted, there's some people out there, they're perfectly honest. They're like, hey, I don't love appliance repair. Like I do this because it's my job, and that's fine. I'm not knocking those people. But for me, I can say truly, I do love this industry. I do love the appliance repair trade. So I was curious, Jay, like what do you love about this industry? What keeps you driven and what keeps you motivated, and why do you love appliance repair so much?
Well, put it this way. You're gonna need appliances no matter what. It doesn't matter how the economy is. If you need a refrigerator, you gotta either fix the refrigerator or buy the refrigerator. I love the industry so much is because I love fixing things. It pays very well. And one of the reasons why I love it is honestly the customer satisfaction. It's nothing better, and there's no better feeling that, let's say you have a the lady has a refrigerator not cooling. You come in, swap a fan. She feels so good, you feel good, and you get paid. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it truly is, man. And that feeling, I think, is one of the number one things that people said. It is so gratifying and satisfying when you go out and you solve the problem for them. And you take
Yeah.
that extra time. One thing that I'm big on, and I'm sure both of you and most of our viewers are big on as well, is customer education. I think one thing that anybody that wants to stand out from the rest, when you're there, don't be that cut and dry in and out technician. Give the customer some education. Well, if you're there working on their fridge, give them a little bit of education on all their appliances in their kitchen. Ask them if they have any questions. One thing that I've been wanting to work on, but have been super busy, is a link for my website of just customer education videos and different things like that. So when someone visits my website, shout out to Mike Carson. I just launched my new website yesterday. So if you want to check it out, richmondapplianceguys.com. Mike Carson did an excellent job. But one thing I really want to do in the future is a customer education section. Um, because I was thinking about it, and all this knowledge we have in our heads about, the importance of, keeping your condenser clean on your refrigerator, or wiping the inner glass of your front load washing machine so that dog hair doesn't build up and cause a leak, or leaving your door open on your front load washing machine so that it doesn't mold up the door. All these little things that we take for granted that we think people know, the average person doesn't know. We do a lot of work in VCU area down in the city where it's college students. These kids are clueless. They don't even clean the lint traps on their dryers. Like, you go in there and the lint's
Sure.
that freaking thick, and you're like, young lady, do you clean the lint trap on this thing? I got a funny story. I don't mean to talk so much. I got a funny story. I went to this one house. It's Frigidaire Laundry Center, stacked Frigidaire Laundry Center. I went out to this house. It was a bunch of sorority girls, and I pulled. It had to have been 10 to 15 pairs of underwear out of these girls' drain pump. And every time I went out there, I told them, I said, get a mesh bag and put your underwear and bras and stuff in the bag when you wash. So finally, the property manager told me, she said, we're charging these girls if you pull any more underwear out. So the last time I went out there, I stopped at the Dollar Tree and I bought like 8 of those dollar mesh garment bags, and I gave them to them. Never went back after that. I don't know if they're used them or what, but it's little things like that. Hey, put your garments in a bag. A lot of guys would say, "Hey, I don't want to do that because that's gonna prevent me from getting a service call in the future." But don't be that way. There's plenty of things that are gonna break. Educate your customer. Try to sell those maintenance packages on the dryers and whatever, and really get in there and do it, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to separate you from your competition. All right, we got a few comments coming in. Saul said, Saul, did you see, by the way, Saul, did you see Jay's cup? He's representing for you. I saw it. So
I
no,
need a new
no,
one. The lid is broken,
hey, turn
okay?
that thing around, man. Marco's got to pay us if they want advertising. Oh, there you go. An Electrolux on the back. That's cool, man. Saul said, practice your Spanish with Jay. I would be embarrassed to do that live because my Spanish is atrocious. Um, Let's see here. Maurice, good morning, man. What on earth is going on in that picture? It looks like a bonfire. All my 5-star reviews are because of customer education. I'm telling you, man.
That is
I'm
true.
telling you,
That is true.
customer education will set you apart from everybody else. You taking that time to educate your customer. So many times I go out and I educate the customer and they're just blown away. They're blown away because you took the time. You're already, it's typically at the end of the job, so you're already finished. You could just go in your car, leave your van and leave it and head on down the road. But taking that extra 5 minutes to educate them about their refrigerator, educate them about their dishwasher. Um, the 5-star reviews will just roll in. Saul said I did. TK, Jay, I'll get with Mike Hill and see what I can do. Okay, I don't know what that means, but cool. Well, it is 8:33, and I did not realize it. Jay, and I didn't ask this beforehand, and I apologize. What is your cutoff time? Because we can go to 8:45, or we can
That's
wrap it
fine.
up.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm on my
You good
own,
for a few more
this is
minutes,
my
Miss
own
Ward?
business. That's the good thing about it.
All right, well, we'll keep going for a little bit. Let me, Miss Ward, do you
Can
have
I
any
add
other
to
questions
what
you
he
want to hit
just
on?
said, if you don't mind? The about the reviews.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, it's funny that you said that, but because yesterday I had a situation. The customer was a little, mad that we charge her so much for a repair. But when you add value to your service, it makes the difference of the whole transaction. Let me explain you why I said that. Once I finished fixing the refrigerator for the lady, I noticed the handles, they were loose. I told the lady, I'm going to fix the handles for you. I fixed the handles. I noticed the refrigerator door was staying open, so I lift the front a little bit, tilt it back, allow the doors to shut by itself, and wipe the refrigerator off. Like wipe it off with, I'll show you a little trick too. You get a microfiber towel and WD-40, wipe it off. It adds value to the service. You know what I mean? By the end of the service, that customer was so satisfied because I did those little things that she gave me a 5-star review. You know what I mean? She was complaining about the price of the service, but that's the reason why you always keep saying this word, charge accordingly. I do.
You
So she
better.
was, yeah, but the little things will make the difference. Same thing when let's say you're doing a washer. Just don't change the drain pump. Tell the customer how to use the unit, not to use too much detergent. Explain the HE detergent is pure, is concentrated, this and that. The little things, they always add up and add value to the service.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
You're absolutely right, man. And the thing that I hope resonates with everyone is when you provide professional service, you can charge professional prices. What
Oh
you
yeah.
just said is the difference between a true professional and somebody that's just going out there. Because here's what frustrates me, and forgive me for going on a little rant here. But if you're out there charging these blue book prices, but you're not giving blue book professional service, you shouldn't be charging those prices. Um, my prices reflect the professionalism that my company provides to the customer. And I
True.
know that's true with Miss Ward, and I can see just talking to you that it's true with you. And I did the same thing yesterday. I was out on a job and I put a motor control board on a Whirlpool front loader. And it was a pretty expensive repair. I think it was like uh it was over $500. And the lady wasn't upset with the price. She gave me a tip. She gave me a $45 tip. And then as I was leaving, she said, I know you can't do it today, but I'm going to call you guys because my fridge has water underneath the crisper drawers. As soon as she said it, I
Samson.
knew. It was no, it was actually a top mount, like a regular old top mount fridge. And I was like, easy fix, clogged defrost drain, easy fix. Took me maybe 15 minutes to do it. I knocked it out real quick. She was like, well, how much do I owe you for the fridge? I said, you know what, ma'am? I said, we appreciate you so much. Her part had taken a little while to come in. I said, I really appreciate your patience. She is a long time customer. I threw in that for free. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that one for you for free. And a lot of people out there were like, oh man, you don't do jobs for free, yada, yada, yada. I pay zero money in advertising, zero. That's how much money I spend in advertising. When you do these things and you go out there and you do your best and you provide this kind of professional service, your advertising dollars can go down. I'm not going to say you're going to get to the point where I am, where you're paying zero in advertising, but it'll definitely go down. So go out there and be the professional that you claim to be, and watch the customers rave about you. Oh, we got Mike Carson. We were just talking about you, Mike. Said adding value through education and going the extra mile for customers isn't as common as you would think these days. It's totally not common. It's not common. I say this all the time, but the biggest complaint I get from customers every single day of my life is you were the only company that would call me back. No wonder I don't have to
Communication.
advertise. You jacklegs out there aren't even calling the customers back. Y'all making it easy for us professionals. I hear that. Do y'all hear that complaint out in the field?
Yep,
I hear all
absolutely.
the time. I hear people
Call
saying like, at least you showed up. You know, a lot of people don't show up. Not even showing up.
Call your damn customers back. You're leaving so much money on the table because you're too cheap to hire a CSR. You're too cheap to actually start growing things and making things right. Go out there and get yourself. If you're trying to answer your cell phone underneath the front load washer machine or in the back of a LG trying to put a compressor in, you're doing it wrong. Get somebody to answer the phones for you. I don't care who it is. Anybody's better than you because you're a technician. You're not a CSR. Sorry, I had to rant for a minute. Talking reviews. How to handle negative reviews. I turn every negative review into a positive review by the way I respond to it. Um, and then, just like Mike said right here, bury them with good reviews. If you did something wrong, own it and apologize and try to make it right. But if it's a review and it doesn't, we had somebody leave a 1 star not too long ago, and they weren't even talking about us. They were talking about an HVAC company, and they said my name in the review. The owner TK came out and worked on our air conditioner. I've never worked on an air conditioner in my life. So she wasn't talking about me. What's your 2 cents on that, Jay, as far as negative reviews?
I never had that problem. If you go, I don't want to brag about, but you know, if you go to my website, you're only gonna see 5-star reviews. I have 1-star review for something that it was not my fault, and it's so far behind that you're not gonna be able to see it.
Facts.
Bury it.
Yes, sir.
Miss Ward, you got any 1 star reviews, or are you all five
Oh,
star?
yeah. I got a 1 star because I'm zero tolerance for the BS. But as far as 1 star reviews are, it's always an opportunity for growth. Usually, if I have a 1 star review, I had a heads up it was gonna go south before I even showed up. So I'm always about process of elimination. I'm all about the vibe and the energy. And if I already know I'm not the tech or the company for you, I try to avoid the drama. That's just the truth. Because you have some people, they just wake up on the wrong side of the bed or they've had negative experiences and they feel that all of us are the same. You got to respect the game and keep it popping. Now, there are some that, in my ignorance or learning to become a tech or business owner, I made mistakes early on, you know, but from all that, the full summation of every experience, it just makes me better. So definitely I've had 1 star reviews. I mean, we all got a Karen in our life. You know how it go. But it's all about it. This is the price of doing business. This is how you grow and you learn. And it's always an opportunity to level up your skill set, your ability to handle your skill set in all areas, technically and business wise.
And I think one thing that I hope resonates from Miss Ward, what Miss Ward just says, every 1-star review, every obstacle that comes your way in business, every trial that you face in life is an opportunity to level up. Keep that in the back of your head. Level up. You can take that 1-star review and you can get mad and you can say, oh, this isn't right. Number one, you need to look at that 1-star review and turn the mirror on your company and say, what could we have done to avoid this? What could we as a company have done to avoid this 1-star review? Now, if you look at it and you say, okay, well, we did everything we should have done. This is not a legit review. Then respond professionally and make it sound good, because you're not responding to that customer. You're responding to every other person that's coming to your Google page and searching you. They're going to see that 1-star review. They're going to see what the customer says, but then they're going to see how you professionally replied to it and acted in a professional manner. And that's how you level up. Taking every single opportunity to become a better technician, to become a better business owner, to become a better company all around.
Yes,
Um,
sir. You damn right.
we're gonna wrap this thing up, guys. Saul said, "When I'm shopping for service, what I look at is the owner's response to the bad review. I learn more about the business that way." Absolutely, you nailed it, sir. Well, Jay, we're gonna
TK,
wrap
let
this
me
thing
let me
up.
ask you this, if you don't mind me adding to something that you just said, and I believe it's really really important, and I want to go back to it. If we
Yes,
got a
sir.
minute. Okay, you
Yep.
mentioned you don't advertise. It looks to me that you've been doing pretty good, and all your leads basically comes from either COD customers or word of mouth or previous customers. And I want to point this out, and this is really important. When you come inside of a house, don't think that you're just gonna do that service and that's it. In that house, there's at least 6 appliances that you can work on. At one given time, they're gonna fail. Who they gonna call? They're gonna call you. If that person that you help has a sister or whatever, she has an appliance problem, she gonna talk to that sister and tell her to call you because you're the best guy. So just don't think like you're gonna do a service and that's it. You leave, you get paid, and that's it. Leave a good experience to that customer, and think about those 6 appliances that you're gonna come back and fix for that customer. If you're not gonna fix it, at least in my experience, if you're not gonna fix it, I can provide you an installation service, which is you're gonna pay me for my services, but you're still gonna do with my company and not anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yes. You nailed it, man. And that's one of the things that I love about this recent adventure that I went through with opening a brick and mortar and now shutting the brick and mortar. When I just like we were just talking about, I could have looked at what I went through with the store, and I'm not gonna lie. At some points, I was upset. I was like, man, I'm a failure. I can't believe that the store's not gonna continue. But we're not closing Mechanics for Appliance. We're just transitioning. We're pivoting because the brick and mortar is not necessary. But the beauty of it is we can still supply our customers with appliances. They're just not going to come to a store and look at them. They can come to our new location and check them out. We'll have some on display. But when you are able to meet any of your customers' appliance needs, that's one more thing that's going to separate you from your competition. If my customer needs an appliance, they don't got to call anybody else. And I let them know right there. When I did the numbers, and I told Miss Ward this, Miss Ward was one of the most integral people that I picked her brain, and she was like, "TK, it's time to shut down the store." Like I was holding on to it for dear life. And when I finally made the decision, I crunched the numbers, and 80% of our sales were out in the field. Out in the field, property managers, customers where we're in their house, we condemn their whatever, and we say, hey, well, we can give you a quote on a new one. And we have quotes rolling in every day. Every day we have a chat. And so I say that to say this: when you can everything across the board for your customer, customers love that. They love a one-stop shop for appliance needs. We
Yes,
have
sir.
gone over our our normal time. Miss Ward, do you have any closing thoughts or comments?
No, you know me. Let's go get it. That's where I'm at.
Let's get the bag.
Yes, get the bag. Well, Jay, I appreciate you, sir. Feel free to reach out. Like I said, with the I appreciate you as a member of the Alliance community. I appreciate you as an all access member. I appreciate you as a fellow brother of the craft. If you ever need anything from the Alliance group, just reach out. As you're working on these SOPs and growing your business, Miss Ward, you're in good hands, man. You got Miss Ward's seal of approval. But anytime we can help you as well, feel free to reach out. We appreciate the fact that you're willing to come on. Maybe we can get you on again in the future. And once you've been working on these SOPs, and do an episode strictly on SOPs, because a lot of people sleep on the SOPs, and what you're doing, getting those SOPs in place now, it's smart, man. So kudos to you for that, man.
Oh yeah, it's easy to be a technician and fix things, but not to get organized and like a real business. That's the hardest part.
The business part is a whole nother game. And you
Yes,
will
sir.
never stop learning in business. So that's it for this episode, folks. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you have not subscribed to Miss Ward's channel, go over to Solid Steps to Wealth. She's dropping knowledge and gems every day. If you haven't signed up for the servicealliancegroup.com, don't sign up today. I know that sounds crazy. Don't sign up today. Wait till Sunday. Sunday, we are going to be going live. We are going to be doing a promotion for our 1 year anniversary. That's going to give you a deal for a year all access membership. We just transitioned our new all access business owners group, where we're going to be posting videos and discussions and doing different things. Our very first coaching call, all access group coaching call, is going to be on the 31st. 5 steps to 5-star reviews. Brother EJ is heading that up. He's the master of 5-star reviews. I don't know how that dude gets so many 5-star reviews. I'm starting to wonder if he buys them or something. But no, he's just awesome. He's out there killing it. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to me. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. You can also email us at info@servicealliancegroup.com. Once again, Jay, we appreciate you coming on, man. As always, Miss Ward, love you, appreciate you. And we will catch you guys next week. Peace.
Bye bye. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.